Hello, I'm Orson Welles. I have been raised from the tomb by General Wishy, by black magic and promise of a half bottle of scotch. Casually, when the clan leaders run out of ideas for contests, they fall back on having clan members use the most non-existent skill there is, creativity, forcing the underlings at gunpoint to write fan fictions to stroke their own egos, then selling those same stories on Kindle to make money. This slavery eventually produces a few diamonds in the rough. I bring you now to Wishy and Heavy reading a selection of stories from the second contest, an anthology they call Tales from the Void. This isn't scotch. She promised me scotch, and I know full well this is a WD-40.
The Virtual Raid by Derp the Jag. He stared at her, falling back into the void with tears and tears. She mumbled something, but he couldn't make it out. He choked back his tears and kept fighting after that, for her sake. I gasped and woke up startled by the nightmare. Who was she? I thought to myself. Getting ready for the Sunday ahead of me, I hopped straight onto Warframe, and Discord opened up, so I jumped into a random channel. Everything was so lively today. Blank, Heavy, Wishy, Magi, Bronze, Jin, Nikak, and I were all in the voice channel. As they were greeting me, I saw a new message in the inbox. Before I could read it, my doorbell rang. There it was, my virtual reality headset I've been waiting for what felt like years. But for some reason, I didn't unbox it right away. It seemed distorted. So I carried it back to my room, while all of them were still chatting. I read the message and looked at the latest Warframe post. Mercury Open World now available for PC. Warframe VR released. It seemed normal, but as I dug deeper into the files, I knew it wasn't. Hey Derp, did you get that in your inbox too, Magi asked? Yeah, I did. Apparently they're saying only a certain amount of people received it. It's in beta. What? Mine doesn't say beta. It says something incomprehensible as the note. Well, anyways, did anyone else get an inbox message? Everyone received the message in their inbox, but no one in the rest of the clan did. So does everyone have a VR headset? Nikak asked. We all came to an agreement that we'd go into the virtual world and meet. But that's where they went wrong. So Bronze went to play some Overwatch. Jin tried to say something and went silent. Jin! Someone shouted. We were all confused about the fact that there was no answer, so we just jumped into virtual reality, except virtual was reality. Whoa, why can't I take my headset off? Asked Bronze. We were all our most used Frames Prime version. Nikak and Blank were Frost Primes, Wishy and Heavy were Rhino Primes, Bronze and I were Ash Primes, and Magi was Excalibur Prime. But there was still the question of, why can't I take my headset off? And where is Jin? Suddenly a river of guilt flowed down on me. I knew why. Guys, I know why. Didn't you get a message at the end saying, from James Schmalls? No one said a thing, but they all knew it was the founder of Digital Extremes. Disregarding the fact that Jin was still gone, Wishy said, hey, this might actually be fucking interesting. Anything else in the message, Derp? There was a note with a hyperlink, but I didn't click on it yet. But I'm going to do that right now. Tap, 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 tap. Whoa, what the fuck was that? Heavy screamed. It's the beginning of the video the hyperlink brought me to. This video was recorded in 2013, when Warframe was made. But now it's 2023, Bronze stated. Shh, the video is starting. Hello, my name is James Schmalls, and I'm the founder of Digital Extremes, a majority Chinese gaming development. If you're watching this video, it means I'm dead, and a new world of Warframe was just released in the beta. Sadly, I won't be able to see people's smiles or rage throughout their progression, but I shall leave something better. Fortune. To the people watching and listening to this video, if you find the sacred reservoir, you will earn $1 trillion. But it won't be easy. As you can already tell, you are transported into virtual reality. So this is reality, and it will be until you find the reservoir and claim the money. I have nothing else left to say except good luck out there, Tenno. Prologue.
Wasn't that fantastic, boys and girls? Let's face it, boys. We bring you now another head-scratching tale. It's read by Heavy Weapons Guinea.
Leonov 130's entry. No title. Baylor Fomorians were often around and annoying, but heck, he is even worse. He ticks me off to no end. He's always yelling and has a face like a rejected skin graft. Even when the Tenno are trying to assassinate him, I can never take him seriously. This is because he fights as a turkey, and I always set him on fire. Although I'd like to set the world on fire and kill all my enemies, I would have to settle for a fried Bayhek. It is time for me to deliver the justice that the rejected skin graft deserves. It is time to enforce the law of retribution. Using my fourth wall breaking abilities, I headed over to the Reddit world, where I started looking for a nice school bus for my child. After searching forever, I found out that I needed to head back to my own world to find one there. Searching for one took quite a bit of time. There were some good things that came out of that. My child could watch my Kubro slowly degrade into a sickly beast before shipping it to Nata. I never did felt loyal to her, but she is one of the few non-Tenno that I could trust. Providing me with basic intel, she was needed for my revenge. She would happily accept my Kubro gift. Another good thing was that some of my clanmates, such as Space Penny, Imatravocado, Jintoka, and a Pop-Tart, would also be joining me in my revenge of the child. On the school bus, Jintoka as a Limbo was showing his Archoplasma ribbon, while Space Penny as Neza attempted to seduce him into giving up his ribbon through offers of plat and other ribbons. Meanwhile, a Pop-Tart as Frost and I as Rhino were cutting each other up in order to test the effectiveness of our close-range weapons. Imatravocado as Hero was having a discussion about Fashion Frame and his secret to eternal youth, with some hitchhikers that the school bus picked up. Of course, they were all Tennos, or else the wheels of the bus would go round and round all over their warm, lifeless bodies. Once the school bus reached the edge of the planet, it transformed not with magic, but with science. It is more accurate to say that the bus is attached instead of transforming. It became equipped with a hot air balloon, allowed the school bus to travel to Earth. As soon as we were near the landing zone, we got our own landing crafts and blast off into space. One would think that this was not right, but one does not question a rocket's logic. Once we reached the mission site, Data quickly left us, claiming that the gas there interferes with communication. She most likely just wanted to play with the Kerbro that I set her, and so, left with our own devices, all the Tennos present split up and finished the mission.
Once again, our authors blur a fine line between reality and fantasy. Who can tell what tales are fact and which are beyond belief? Let's look to our final story, which I assure you is read as written. Untitled by Frostian XC. Frostian looked at the enchanted galantine in his hands and felt happy. He walked over to the window and reflected on his weapon surroundings. He had always loved guineas, heavy whipping guinea, and its gorgeous green guinea pigs. It was a place that encouraged his tendency to feel happy. Then he saw something in the distance, rather someone. It was the figure of Wishy. Wishy was a tactless angel with smart hand and bulky arms. Frostian gulped. He glanced at his own reflection. He was a ruthless, stable whiskey drinker with a giant hand and tall arms. His friends saw him as a gorgeous green giant. Once he had even saved a resonant guinea pig that was stuck in a drain. But not even a ruthless person who had once saved a resonant guinea pig that was stuck in a drain was prepared for what Wishy had in store today. The rain hammered like running Kubro, making Frostian fuzzy. As Frostian stepped outside and Wishy came closer, he could see the big smile on his face. "I am here because I want closure," Wishy bellowed in a clumsy tone. He slammed his fist against Frostian's chest with the force of 9,171 guinea pig. "I friggin' love you, Frostian!" Frostian looked back, even more fuzzy, and still fingering the enchanted galantine. "Wishy, you are my leader," he replied. They looked at each other with delighted feelings, like two klutzy, knowing Kavat jumping at a very spiteful rave, which had reggae music playing in the background and two hungry uncles murdering to the beat. Suddenly, Wishy lunged forward and tried to punch Frostian in the face. Quickly, Frostian grabbed the enchanted galantine and brought it down on Wishy's skull. Wishy's smart hand trembled and his bulky arms wobbled. He looked puzzled. His body his body raw like a tough, thundering tiger's prime. Then he let out an agonizing groan and collapsed onto the ground. Moments later, Wishy was dead. Frosty went back inside and made himself a nice glass of whiskey. What an intriguing plot of mayhem and madness. Slumber tonight if you dare, children, and join us next time in our Tales from the Void. Or don't. I'm not getting paid. This is free entertainment.